Greetings, fellow geeks and geekettes. Welcome back to whatever this is, the show where we don't know what the hell we're talking about, and neither do you. I'm your host, Daniken Skyfalker, and with me as always,
Axon Cleaver, the Urban Viking.
We've been gone for a little bit.
There was a little bit of a storm. You may have heard of it, but it knocked us out of commission for a little while.
And then life kept kind of getting in the way.
Yeah, we were visited by our age-old nemesis, Wet Sox.
That's a bitch.
Wet Sox all weekend with Hurricane Matthew. It was pretty awful. But we made through it. We made it through. We're soldiering on, so.
Yeah.
Smoke of the day is I'm currently smoking Orlik Golden Slice. It's supposed to have an orange flavor. I don't really taste it, but it does have a good flavor. It's a sliced, it's a flake tobacco. It's
got a good citrus aroma. You can kind of smell that orange.
Yeah, a little bit.
But
it is tasty. It's a good smoke. Libation of the day, because we are recording this middle of the day when we still have other obligations. We are drinking coffee.
Yep.
Harris Teeter Basic Blend, if you're curious.
It's not bad though.
Nah, it's a good bean.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to not have at least a decent coffee. And yet, Waffle House manages to do so nearly every time I'm there. Their coffee is not good.
But it will wake you up.
And it will sober you up. So
yes. Topics today, we got a little bit of beef with Bethesda and Sony. Little tiff concerning Fallout 4. Both super excited about the Skyrim remaster coming out. It's kind of
Or are we?
Or are we? Or are we?
We'll see. Well, to start off, I'm sure everybody knows about this by now, because like we said, we got knocked out of commission for a little while with the hurricane, so this has been reported on. I know Boogie's talked about it. I think the guys at ESO.
Yeah, ESO is big on it.
He's talked about it. Regardless of that, Bethesda was all set for us plebeians that still play games on consoles. They were all set to have mods released for Fallout 4 for us console users.
Mainly the PlayStation 4. The Xbox One, because Microsoft doesn't have the same archaic rule set that's 20 years old. Microsoft Xbox One, they got to go ahead for it.
Yeah, they did, which was pretty easy, and I sort of saw that as an easy transition for them, mainly because PC, they've had access to mods for a while now. Like within very low ball, they had it within the first month.
We'll clarify that by saying they've had access to Bethesda sponsored mods.
Yes.
Bethesda, because we've had modders since we've had video games. That's how we ended up with Counter-Strike, and yeah, we've had modders around for a while. Anybody, people who are really good with code, and they are artists in their own right, admittedly, because you haven't lived until you've taken down a dragon with a lightsaber. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Bethesda's deal with, or Sony's deal with Bethesda is if I recall correctly, it's a 20-year-old policy when the PlayStation, I think it was when the PlayStation first came out.
Yeah, and it's really kind of odd when you actually look at it. We'll give you a bit more history on it, but when online gaming was still more or less a concept, PlayStation, Sony had this set of SOPs, rules and regulations, whatever you want to call them, set, and somebody dropped the ball because they haven't touched it in 20 years.
Even though it's come to light, it doesn't look like they have any inclination to really get back on that ball. But
meh.
Meh.
Because I don't know what kind of backlash they got when they said no. Sony users, PlayStation Plus users, you're not getting mods for Fallout 4, but they got a backlash for it, and rightfully so, because I'm a big fan of Sony. I'm not a Sony pony by any means, but I've always liked them as a company. I've worked at different places where I've had to talk to Sony reps and had to deal with them one-on-one, and they've always been excellent. Their customer service has been amazing, and they've always seemed like a very pro-customer company. So I was sort of surprised by this, and their initial unwillingness to buzz. I'm not gonna lie, I was pissed about it, like flat out.
The big thing at the E3 announcement when Fallout 4 was first announced, its mods would be available across the board on all consoles. And Bethesda did everything they could to keep up their end of the bargain, so I don't fault them at all for it.
Yeah, and
But they ran into that unexpected roadblock with Sony, and Sony is, as of this recording, has not budged. So,
well,
we'll see.
they have, but not in the way that I would want them to, because we're getting mods, but we're getting mods light. We're getting the Pepsi one of mods. I'm not 100% sure. If you want to get a little bit more of a detailed breakdown, go watch Boogie2988. He gives a really good breakdown of kind of how this is going to work with PlayStation and Fallout 4 mods. ESO actually does as well. He has a very, very in-depth description of how this should work, because they're not available yet, but they're going to be soon, we hope.
Which is what we heard back in June when they said mods are coming out in July. But I'll wait. I'm going to reserve judgment until something does or does not happen.
Yeah.
However, I am quite enjoying playing Nuka World. It's a lot of fun. It's a different concept. It's not great. It's not like perfect by any means, but it does expand the gameplay by a pretty significant margin, and I really enjoy it.
I'd say at this point, pure expansion, I think Far Harbor was a better expansion than Nuka World, objectively, because it was a bigger area. There was a little bit more to discover, a little bit more to do, but I have had more enjoyment with the Nuka World expansion than I had with Far Harbor.
Far Harbor was it was very, forgive the term, but it was very dry. And it was very spoon-fed. It's not, you don't have to go out of your way to look for stuff or anything or discover new things. It was, the vast majority of it was all just kind of spoon-fed to you, which really doesn't mesh with how Fallout has always been for me.
Yeah.
It's always been, if you want the goodies, you got to find them. You got to go looking. You got to explore.
Yeah.
And this just felt a little too silver plattery, and I'm always leery.
And I have really enjoyed Fallout 4. I know that there are people out there that haven't. I will say, though, visually, of course, it's better than Fallout 3. The mechanics of the game, better than Fallout 3. I did not play New Vegas. I didn't. I'm sorry.
New Vegas, mechanically, if we take story out of the equation, New Vegas broke some new ground. I mean, it wasn't done by Bethesda, and it was licensed and all that, but it everybody knows this. It was released too soon. It was really, really buggy. It took way too many patches in order to make it to where you could get through a playthrough without having to save every 5 minutes. Not because you might die, but because the game might crash or it might bug out on you and you can't get it back, like a gun facing backwards, or your companion suddenly just becomes a floating head following you instead of a full body and a full person. It's a little weird and disconcerting.
Yeah.
Fallout 4, my only real gripe with it is the story didn't really have a way for you to... No real selection on the purpose behind the end result. I mean, yeah, you could join one of 3 factions, but you couldn't just go off and do your own thing, which I think is just one of the core things of Fallout.
Well, you could, but it wasn't the same. I know what you're saying, though, because that was the exact same gripe that I had with it. Fallout, the greatest part about that game, just like with Skyrim, is you have the freedom to just do whatever you want. do you want to be the scourge of the wasteland? And you can do that. You can do that.
You can wreck some people. You can ruin some cookies.
Yeah. You can shit in somebody's cereal if you want to. I mean, that's a jest, of course, but I mean, you can do basically whatever you want. And I really enjoyed Fallout 4. I've only actually done a complete playthrough just the one time. I haven't done multiple playthroughs like you have. I've played through the entire thing, and then, update came out, expansion, played it, update came out, expansion, played that. Basically, I am waiting around for the mods to do another playthrough.
Yeah, I am too. I'm just going to say Nuka World is fun. I'm not going to do any spoilers or anything. But it is a lot of fun with a lot of new opportunities and a lot of new stuff. I like messing around with the settlement building. I don't know, it feeds my OCD.
I didn't think that I would ever really give a crap about that, because with Skyrim, with the whole Hearthstone or Hearthfire or whatever it's called, building your own home and everything like that, that was okay. It was alright. I didn't play around with it near to the amount that you did.
Yeah.
You have a problem.
I made a mansion for my gold.
You built the Scrooge McDuck vault, basically, is what you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had that kind of time and I had that kind of gold. You play Skyrim, and this is on console. I played Skyrim on the Xbox 360. I had no mods, no hacks, nothing. But I had put so much time and so many hours into it that I had various chests all over all of my properties that had 100 or 200,000 gold, and I'm just sitting there. And I may have built a whole residence for my gold bricks. I never actually went back and picked them all up and counted them, because it was very tedious to put them all in there in the first place. But there's a lot. It's like chest height gold.
You have a problem.
I have a passion, sir. I have a passion.
We need to take you to Skyrim Anonymous. Let you sit down with a group of people. ESO's probably there.
Yeah. He's probably one of the few people who has more hours logged just playing and dicking around with the game.
And that's the thing about Skyrim that I love that much, because I know I drove a couple of my friends crazy by saying this, but I'm just going to say it here again. I've never completed the main story for Skyrim. I have about 230 hours logged in Skyrim, and I've never played the main story.
And
I've made like 4 characters.
My first character, I finally responded to the Graveyard's call and went up there, and after that, I think I was level 65 or 66 before I actually got back on track on the main storyline.
Yeah.
But this brings us into my favorite topic of the day, because
one more point. Sony, we're saying all that to say this. We love Bethesda because they're good to us. We love you because you've always been good to us. Don't shit the bed now. You're doing good. Don't fuck it up. Please. Let Bethesda do their thing. You're not gonna lose money. I promise you.
Not even a little.
I understand they want to protect their properties and everything like that.
But they're doing so good right now that, I mean, we're gamers. We like gaming and receiving that reward. Well, throw us a damn bone. Throw us this little reward.
Yes.
We would greatly appreciate it. And we would appreciate it by forms of fountains of cash springing from our accounts as we purchase the next Sony devices. We inevitably will. By the way, I'm not really into the VR thing, so I'm not getting into Sony VR. I understand the appeal. It's just I like immersion. I don't want the immersion to be physical, though. Does that make sense?
I kind of with you. I want I might need to warm up to the idea a little bit more, but as of right now, I just want to play my games the way I've been playing them.
Yeah. I did not get into gaming to do stuff and move around.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have bought a Wii.
Yeah. But this has made me give a lot of consideration to when the funds are there. I will always own a console, I think, especially for certain exclusives and stuff, but I think I'm giving more and more thought to getting a gaming PC and coming around, just because for certain things and for certain games like Bethesda games,
it just looks better.
Yeah,
it just plays.
It looks better. It plays better. You have more freedoms. So that's what we want, Sony.
Do it.
We're on a console, so our freedom's limited, but give us a little. Give us what you can. That's why we love you. All right, Skyrim remastered. We love it?
Today is October 28th. That we are recording this. This is the release date for Skyrim Remastered. Now, we have been scolded and chided by our significant others. We are not allowed to pick it up yet. So, hopes for Christmas, fingers crossed. But
if they love us, Christmas/birthdays.
Birthday. Random gift because reasons.
I mowed the lawn. Just saying, that's a big lawn.
So, Skyrim Remastered. My biggest thing is wondering whether or not it's worth the money. Now, it is going to look better. It is going to play better, and it's all the expansions and everything all included in this one thing under a $60 price tag.
That's really where I have a problem with it. It's because we're in this weird world of remasters, which
if you haven't already
sort of annoys me a little. It's all how you look at it. Does graphics make the game? No. Does having better graphics help with the immersion and maybe make the game more aesthetically pleasing and therefore you want to play it a little longer? Sure. But graphics don't make the game. So,
as Final Fantasy XIII can attest to.
Yes.
Beautiful graphics, wonderful game, play mechanics. The story is...
There's a story?
Yeah, that I think.
Oh. Wow. You learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, the Batman Return to Arkham. I'd flip a coin, honestly, on whether I would get that. And I love the Arkham games. You know this.
Yes, I do.
I've played the Arkham games like you've played Skyrim and Fallout and like XCOM.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's how I feel about the Arkham games. I'm not even going to argue. I have played them too much and I don't care. I will do it again and probably again. I don't know if I really need to get a remastered version of Arkham Knight or Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. I love those games, and based on what I've seen, they do look amazing, the remasters. But they already look good, and I've played them enough, and there's no new content, so it's not enticing to me. It's one of those things, if like I'm really bored and I just happen to have cash to burn in my pocket, maybe I would. But I can't say. Skyrim, though.
Well, here's the thing with Skyrim. You know it is a huge game. It is literally the biggest game to come out for its time. The original Skyrim, it was huge for its time. But and so I know that making a remastered version does involve a lot of work. It involves a lot of manpower and tweaking and testing and all of that. And all that is done by human beings that are paid to do those jobs. And in order to recoup the payment of having them do that, yes, the price tag does have to be there. And I understand that. I don't. The main thing that would turn me to Skyrim Remastered is if Sony and Bethesda got the mod thing cleared up. Now, there's talk of having access to mods through console through Sony consoles on it, but I haven't had any confirmation. Again, this is release date, so I haven't really been able to get out there. I've been away for a little while, so.
Yeah, I have to. So I don't have a whole lot more information. Supposedly, we are supposed to have the same mods available to us.
It's not that it's all the same mods, it's all the same mods that fall within a certain file size.
Yes, but that's true for the Xbox as well.
Yeah.
So that's what I was saying. We're supposed to have the same mods available to us on PlayStation that Xbox One has. Supposedly. But Sony's got to get this shit with their mods and allowing mods straightened out. And Sony, please do this. I will buy that game for $60, providing the mods are available. Otherwise, I'm gonna wait.
Because mods would be new content for hardcore, not hardcore, but enthusiastic console gamers like us, where we don't really have the time, the funds, the desire to really sit down, build a proper gaming computer at this time. Where I'm a little behind the curve when it comes to tech.
I am too, but at the same time, I have other things that I have to do.
Right.
So,
other obligations and everything,
Yeah.
you know.
I enjoy being married. I'd like to stay that way.
Yeah, I'm not, but I do enjoy the current relationship I'm in, and I do have other time-consuming obligations, such as, you know, work and more work. Now, what kind of... We've talked about games that we're looking forward to or have played. What games are you currently playing?
Well, within the last week, finished up Nuka World. Like I said a few weeks back, it's around that time where it's been a while since I've visited New Austin. So I've been playing Red Dead Redemption. And so excited that we have a confirmation for a new Red Dead game. So excited.
That is outstanding.
Don't know what it's going to be called. We only have like a little information so far, but I can't wait. Can't wait.
I've actually got a lot on my plate as far as games go. I've been dabbling with Deus Ex, Mankind Divided. I'm really enjoying it. Oh, beautiful game. Beautiful game. Smooth. Also been playing XCOM 2. It is admittedly a lot harder than the first one that came out. Well, the first one of this new run of it, if we want to get into semantics about the ones that came out in the early 90s, that's a whole nother issue. It does run very smooth. It's very hard. It is very hard. Pay attention. That's all I can say to anybody who's looking to pick it up. It is a very good game. It is a very challenging game. It is all about the tactics. If you screw up the tactics even just a little bit, you're boned. Or if you just get unlucky, you're boned. And then also picked up The Last of Us Remastered. Now, yes, we did kind of rail on remastered editions a little while ago, but I've never actually played The Last of Us. Saw this on the used bin for, I want to say, I think it was about $12. So I was like, yeah, I'll pick it up.
Yeah.
So I picked that up, brought it home, been playing it a little bit. I'm really enjoying it.
Yes.
Really enjoying it. So yeah, that's all on my plate right now. I probably won't get to it again for another day or so because currently running on 1 hour of sleep in the past 36. So, but anyway, I think that's just about everything we got.
Yeah, I think so. Not sure what games I'll be getting into after I do this Red Dead run. We'll see. Maybe I'll have Skyrim by then.
Maybe not.
Maybe Sony will finally let us have access to those Fallout 4 mods and I'll be playing Fallout 4 again.
What do you mean again? I'm still playing it. And I may be playing Skyrim back on my 360 just because.
Well,
because I don't have quite 2,000 hours logged into it. I may need to bump it up a little bit and just to get myself over that threshold. But
You're trying to get into that ESO territory. You're trying to compete with him.
Oh no. He's got better access to. He does a lot of stuff on console and PC, and he's just.
Yeah.
He's my Skyrim Obi-Wan, so we'll go with that one.
That's all right. We're glad we finally got back to you guys. Hopefully, we won't have as big a gap where we got some interesting stuff to talk about. Not planned out, but
yeah.
Call it storyboarded. It's there. We know we want to talk about it.
Yeah. And speaking of storyboarded, we are kind of working on a little project behind the scenes. If it does come to fruition, I'll let you know a little more about it. But right now, it's more theory being batted around. So, but we'll see. We'll see. But as always, like, comment, subscribe. You know, got any opinions on anything that we've talked about, please put it down below in the comments. If you've got suggestions for new topics, we are here. We are back in the saddle, ready to rock and roll. We're going to try to maintain a normal schedule, but life does have a habit of happening. So,
till then, guys, take care, be good to each other, and
be safe. If you can't be safe, be good. If you can't be good, don't get caught.
There you go.
Bye.
We'll see you next time.